So my days start off, actually the end of my day. I get home from working overnight. So I get home at about between 6:45 and 7 a.m. Maybe, not much after. Unless I need to stop by the store. And one of the first things that I do is come in here to the studio and take just a minute to zen out. I just reflect, take a couple minutes and reflect, kind of recenter, refocus. Sometimes I'll do a journal entry, and then I'll go to sleep. About midday, noon-ish, or between noon and 2, I'll go ahead and I'll be up. And when I get up, I'll go upstairs, and it's right in. The first thing, take my medicine. I am a type 2 diabetic, and I've also got a continuous glucose monitor. I use the Freestyle Libre, the first generation, because I don't like the continuous. So one of the reasons that I come in here to the studio in the mornings and I zen out is that this is the studio. I've been working on this studio. I've always had some kind of setup going in one form or the other. I am a collector of gear. I'm always doing something production wise, whether that be doing some videos or working on some music or something, doing a podcast or something. So the next thing on the list in my day is I do some chores around the house that need to be done, like dishes or like sweeping, cleaning bathrooms, all the good stuff. Then I sit down to eat. And while I'm eating, I will pop onto YouTube, and I really like following these two guys from Nashville, Andrew Masters and Colt Caparoon. Those kind of guys are like my kind of guys. It's like, those are my people. But then there's also, I could pop it over to Disney Plus and catch any one of the Marvel movies or shows or anything, or just straight up Disney stuff, or HBO Max, or whatever. We have pretty much everything on demand now. So, but yeah, once I get through that, I spend a little bit of time doing that, I'll come back down here to the studio and I'll start my day in the studio. After spending time in the studio doing what I do, on whatever various projects I have going on that day, whatever I'm doing, when I finish that up, I go back upstairs, and it's about dinner time. So catch a little bit of dinner, and Jessica and the girls are doing dinner, and I spend some time with family, get ready, and after dinner and say goodnight to the girls, I hop in the car. Well, of course, after gathering all my stuff together. But I hop in my car and I go commute, down to Doraville to where I work. And I will pull an all-nighter. So I work the all-night shift, the overnight shift. And then I get to come home and repeat the process all over again. And those are my days. This past year, I have helped one of my friends back in 2019. We kind of started on this journey of filming an independent movie. He asked me to do the audio for him. This is a past co-worker in television. And we started off down the path of getting his film done. We had some weekends where I would go down and help. And then the pandemic happened and lockdown, and so production came to a halt. He put together, they finished and wrapped up, principal photography, I guess you would call it. He came in this past year, 2023, and we spent a lot of time in post, editing up audio and things like that, getting the film finished. And it was like last minute, right before Christmas. We had just finished with everything. And so, through this whole process, which, putting that film together is a process in and of itself, I got really inspired to do my own film. So that's one of my goals. I've got some stuff written, and I've already started doing some of my own filming. So that's one of the things that I've got going on. The other thing is this the studio here. I've got a number of things that I'm going to be doing in here. I'm remodeling in here in the control room. Have already torn out a huge desk. I had a desk over here on the other side of the room, but the desk was just nothing but a huge clutter magnet. So, it just ended up being just a pile of stuff over there in the corner. And during the pandemic, I have two rooms down here in this basement. I've got this control room, and I've got what I'm using as a live room. It's like a little bit of a den area in there across the hallway there. But I had let this stuff sit. Like I wasn't coming in here and I wasn't writing music. I let the pandemic really got the best of me. I got really depressed, and I just let the studio sit, let this stuff in here, collect dust. I got back in here, got stuff back up and running, and got back into things, and got back in the swing of being in here. And ever since I decided that, things have been kind of running one after the other. I've been toying with this idea, and I'm finally decided that 2024 is going to be the year for all the stuff. I decided that I'm going to design and release a plugin. So that's coming. Now that may take a year, may take 2 years, but it'll happen. As you can see here, I've got the stuff that we're checking out today all lined up. Right here we've got a external DAC that is going to go into that computer. So instead of me running sound from here through there, that patch bay, which goes over here, patched over, which is going into the Dante network, coming into the console, I am going to try and do where I can pull sound directly from the computer onto the Dante network, since there is no internal way to use the Dante network as a default sound device. There's the KVM switch, which is also going to be going with this, I think I called it Chromecast, but it's the Chrome bit. And the KVM switch is going to go on this monitor to monitor between the feed from the laptop and the feed from this Chrome bit, funneling video from the other room. Alright, so before I get started on checking those things out, I just wanted to go through real quick my plans. I talked briefly the other day about doing a remodel in here, and what I'm looking to do is, since this room is 9 this way by 15 this way, and I had the other desk over that way. It was essentially two rigs side by side, long ways in the room. What I want to do is I want to take the rig that's facing this way and I want to turn it this way so the acoustics are better in the room. I've got some new acoustic treatment going up on the wall, on the sides, in the front there, and in the back over there. And with the rugs that are on the floor, I am sort of right now I'm staying away from doing a cloud. I know that the cloud's real important, but I've got this ceiling fan that's here, and what I want to do is I want to exchange that fixture out for a set of track lights. And so yeah, that's in here. Right now I've got this over here, makeshift keyboard world. What I'm wanting to do on this side is once I get this turned this way, I will have keyboard world where it needs to be in the corner, and directly right over here in this corner, I will have free to run vocals. So, I wanted to take the time right now to introduce something to you that I am calling the real moment. So this is where I would like to take the time to, open up and maybe impart some wisdom or something that I've learned, or, little information nuggets, maybe a small look ahead as to something you might see in the next video. So for next time, we are going to leave the studio and cover an activity that I like doing that has nothing to do with music. It is comics and trading card games like Magic the Gathering. My wife and I just got into the Disney version of Magic, and that is Lorcana. So we are in the midst of exploring the game and learning the game and collecting some of the cards. And with that, we'll wrap it up for today. You know, since this is the first episode, and first episodes on series are usually called pilots, I'm calling this Pilot, Clear for Takeoff. So stay tuned for comic books, Magic the Gathering, Lorcana. It's going to be a good time. And speaking of time, it's time for me to get upstairs. I leave you today with wisdom from a couple of guys with just about the best history project on the planet. Be excellent to each other.